aka Nifty Time. I'm assuming all of you can hear me. Mic check is okay. I'm on the solid drawer. We so happy to be back at the WIP. We have some amazing speakers, and we also have some big juicy updates. Really stoked though to get into everything that our first speaker is going to talk about. Scott from Numomo has a big WIP Asia announcement as well. So happy and really excited to have him back. We have charged particles in the house. I just really want to hear what they're doing. I feel like every new entrant into this space is talking about embedded NFTs, and I'm like, well, charged particles has been here for a minute, so excited to hear what they're doing. And we have Bitpixi from Cryptovoxels, team member there, joining us. I feel like she's a big reason why Cryptovoxels is back working right before the WIP. So excited to hear everything from her. Some big announcements. So over the past couple of weeks, we've been reaching out to folks like Whale Shark, Geeny, Brian Brinkman, Mark Rendar, Voxel Architects. We're kind of formalizing what has been an informal WIP LAN network of sponsors, of WIP hosts in the past. Hello. P-Moon, you're vibing. I like that. But we reached out to all these parcel owners, formalizing this big-ass network of literally the best builds, the best real estate in Cryptovoxels, putting together a big design canvas for future epic quests, events, and then, of course, bringing the WIP back to their amazing builds. The name is a work in progress, WIP LAN Network. If anyone else has any amazing ideas for names, easy in crypto, feel free to shoot them our way. But we are going to be building on top of this network, heading forward. Really excited for that. Last big announcement is our ENS handle, the WIP Meetup.eth, is now hooked up to a split contract, courtesy of the good folks at 0x Splits, that routes any funds that you send to the WIP Meetup.eth across the WIP crew. The WIP crew are the recipients. I mean, this is a community effort. Everyone works hard week in, week out to put these shows on. We've been doing it for the past 2+ years. And if anyone wants to support and kind of give us a shout out, drop in meme coins, drop in whatever to the address, it'll all get divided amongst the WIP crew for us to keep doing what we're doing. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there. No, don't feel compelled to do anything, but if you do love the WIP, shoot your love to the WIP Meetup.eth. Got a big show today, so to get the hype train rolling, we're going to get the Metaverse hype master himself on the mic. Rizzle, dude, take it away.
Hey, what's up? How am I? Am I in a drawer? Of what type am I in?
You sound okay. Sounds like the drawer's open and you're inside. You're debating whether to come out, but it's all good.
All right, at least people can hear me. Yes, we need a name. Johan has like all these crazy plans in mind that we were kicking around about, like cross parcel things that we can do now that we have established this, like, you know, our WIP tentacles across portals and things that we can do, like across all this stuff. So we know like all the people with all the builds. Speaking of which, Brookhawk I know is in the house and should get him in on this with some of his builds. I actually just recorded a really dope fly frog. We do a pondcast with like frog holders, many of whom overlap our community. So Twitter does, we recorded it in Twitter Spaces. Twitter does this dumb thing where, like, in order to get the recording, you have to download all of your Twitter, like, stuff that you've ever done in order to get the file. So anyway, I'm going to get that and drop it onto the YouTube channel for y'all to listen to Brookhawk. But another amazing community builder. Yeah, nice, dude. A lot of people in the house. Awesome to see. Hop into Cryptovoxels. It seems to be working at the moment. So I think I got a link. Drop in while you can before we break it again. Possibly dropping in will break it again, but that's always fun as well. As always, if you are naked and afraid or ashamed, we will hook you up with clothing. There's a guest book in Cryptovoxels. We're gonna be a little bit. What am I trying to say? We're gonna demand a little bit more from the audience, and in order to get your POAP as well as all the giveaways and things we're doing each week, you're gonna have to hop into Cryptovoxels and sign the guest book. So you're normally getting your amazing Carolina POAPs somewhat live during the WIP. This time, yeah, Johan, you got to work for it. We'll get them to you eventually. As always, we're pretty good about that kind of stuff. Yes, as Matt said, big shout out to Foxy Yoga crushing another DJ set. For those of you who don't know, Foxy Yoga hosts like a 15-minute meditation session on Twitter Spaces every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And y'all should come do it. It's only 15 minutes. It's like a new unofficial part of our like unofficial cult routine that like everybody's in there now. Like Con Wolf is in there, like Lucy Rhymes is in there meditating with us, Carolina like Brokehawk, everybody's in the house. Yeah. We all do this thing. So you should come do it too. And Foxy Yoga is the best. And it's elbows in there, everybody's in there. It's good. It's awesome. Yes, and there's like animals in the background. I imagine Foxy's in some sort of forest or something while this is happening. At least if it's not, don't ruin my vision. What else we got? Let's see. You gotta hop in the world to get a POAP. Stick around as always. I believe if Cryptovoxels holds up, Bitpixi is going to give us a tour of this dope place that we're in right here. Big thanks to the incredible voxel hot dog that you sent me. I bought like a bracelet, and I think somehow that triggered the voxel hot dog from Bitpixi or something like that. But anyway, really appreciate the incredible hot dog, and looking forward to the tour. Shout out to the crew, the Power Whip girls, and everybody else. Sandy Meows, It's Carolina Foxy Yoga, Easy Paradox Show, Timmy, Dragonate, Musashi, Conwolf the Stowaway. Thank you all so much for your help. As I was saying in the chat box, trolling. If you love the crew, love them with your money at Matt's new fancy ENS address. And even if you don't, much love to the fam. And it's good to be here with you all as always. Who we got speaking first? I got to turn around.
We got Scott from Numomo up first.
Awesome. Scott, man, if you can hear me, take it away, dude. Moment of silence.
We have audio issues. Moment of silence for the audio issues.
It's possible we were like whacking a lot of people. Wait, is this Scott Fusion in here?
Oh, he's whacked. There we go. Scott, you there?
Okay, we got him.
All right, I think I'm here.
There we go. Saved him.
All right, cool. So my name is Scott. Thank you, Rizzle and Matthew, for bringing me on to the WIP. It's been about a year, I think, since I've been here. So we got big news, big announcements for everyone here. Shall I get started?
Take it away, sir.
All right. Yeah, my name is Scott. I am from Numomo Creative NFT Agency out in South Korea. It is currently 4 a.m. Coming to you live. And big announcement is that in partnership with the WIP and Matthew and Rizzle, I will be hosting the WIP Asia. We're planning for a Thursday opening where we talk everything NFTs in Asia. Numomo, the company I'm running out here, we are on a mission to onboard the next 1 million Korean NFT and crypto users, which sounds daunting and challenging and a little bit optimistic, but we believe that the last year has really set us up to achieve this goal. How so? Well, a little bit about us. Over the last year, we've written a NFT and crypto book focused on educating the non-crypto and NFT users in Korea about NFTs. Since our book published last year in September, we've published over 100,000 copies of this book in Korean and been on a couple podcasts, YouTubes, been in the press. And so we started out with educating people on kind of what NFTs were, what NFTs are, and what the ethos is behind kind of like crypto art and the community that is being built around this long, this new digital asset that everyone's kind of going crazy over. Korea itself is still kind of in its infancy in NFTs. It's just starting to really pick up steam, and so we think like we're in a really great position to bring NFTs to non-crypto users in a very innovative way. One way that we're doing this is can I drop links in here? Is that okay? Yeah, do it. All right. So one way that we're doing this is we're partnering up with this Arte Museum. Arte Museum is a mega huge video art museum that basically immerses users in digital art. It is there are 3 museums here in Korea, and they're the big news drop here is that they are planning to open up a Seoul Arte Museum with a dedicated focus to NFTs. NFTs themselves, we believe, are going to go mainstream when kind of the everyday person can kind of go there, feel and touch and experience NFTs in kind of like that really magical grand scale. And so what we're really trying to do is bring projects and NFT projects and NFT creation to offline experiences, and then connecting them with new platform or different type of NFT platforms and different NFT and crypto art groups. Some amazing collaborations. We have a couple, but I don't want to spoil everything because I do want to save some for the WIP Asia. For next week, actually, is when we're going to be starting. But one of our big name drops here is the Guild. The Guild is full of about 50 plus OG crypto artists, and we have a very, very awesome collaboration that they've done with this Arte Museum company, which is called District. And this collaboration is going to be done on async as a blueprint. It's art focused and it's pretty amazing. And so this is coming out very, very soon. And when this, we will tell you the dates during the WIP Asia. And when we are thinking about the future of what is the WIP Asia, right? For me, when I was talking to Matthew, I think the biggest problem that the WIP Asia could really help solve for the entire NFT community is bringing bridging that kind of language barrier gap, right? And so we'll have a team down here, kind of boots on the ground in Korea, finding out like the new Korean projects, talking to artists, galleries, talking to collectors as well, and then putting all that information into a Thursday WIP Asia to kind of help the international NFT community, international crypto community, kind of really understand what is happening here in Korea, because a lot is starting to really change within the Korean public, right? Like you start seeing in the news every day, people talking about NFTs. And so it's getting to that fever pitch that kind of happened last year in 2021 for the rest of the world. And so we know that this year is going to be this is going to be a really special year for Korea. And so that's pretty much all the announcements I can share right now. The rest will be sharing during the WIP Asia, and you'll be able to connect with the WIP Asia here in Meme at first until we start building up our audience, building up our follower list on Twitter. But until that time, we'll be right here in the Meme Discord, bringing you everything NFTs from Asia. So thank you for listening.
Hell yeah. And way to maintain your composure after having Samuel L. Jackson yell at you. That was amazing. And we got to think of the ENS handle for WIP Asia on top of the WIP meetup.eth. Anyway, this topic for another conversation. I know there's a bunch of questions that have been popping up in the feed, so I'll pass the mic to Show to hit you with those questions.
All right.
Hey man, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man?
So we have a question from Brookhawk. They would like to know, is there a list of names that you're able to reveal in terms of artists for the guild?
There are a list of names. I can reveal at least the core names. I can reveal. So we have Rutger, Vandertas, Shinji, and Iche, and Jetski, Mayhawk. There's some other ones. Professor, Moxara. Who else? There's okay. So those are some names. There are 45 artists in this collab from the guild. So it's quite big. So I don't know if I have time enough to name them all.
That's cool. We also have a question from Hidden Forces. He would like to know, South Korea always seems ahead of the curve technologically. How is South Korea doing on general adoption? Better than the rest of the world?
Great question. How is South Korea doing on general adoption? Well, there are kind of small fragments of groups experimenting with NFTs. In particular, there's a group called the Future Society, run by Hwaji. He's been really great at kind of pushing out the music scene here in the music NFT scene here in South Korea. Generally speaking, though, it is still a little bit far behind because it hasn't hit that kind of fever pitch just yet. It's just at that kind of escalation point. But generally speaking, most people, when you talk to them about NFTs, are still kind of like, what is MetaMask, right? They know what NFTs are, but getting them to get the wallet and kind of get over that first hurdle is still kind of a kind of a lift. But we're getting there. We're getting there.
Awesome. And so stoked for WIP Asia to come back. Like Rizal was saying a little while ago, when we birthed WIP Asia, it was him and myself and a couple other, like Easy was there, a couple other folks from the original WIP crew. I was waking up wicked early. Rizal and them were waking up early. It was like a huge community effort. We saw that there's a lot of potential, but the time zones are just so crazy. My first child was born during one, I think. So to have you come back and bring it back, it's amazing. I'm really excited for it, and to continue to bring more of the world into the magic that we've discovered. It's the way. So Scott, dude, just want to thank you so much coming back to the WIP, and really, really excited for WIP Asia and everything else that you and Numomo are doing.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to it, man. Let's go.
Let's go. Hell yeah. All right. Next up, we have Mango from Charged Particles. Really excited to hear this update. So Mango, whenever you're ready, feel free to unmute and take it away.
Yo, can you guys hear me all right? All right. Well, man, Scott, I think it was you. I believe it must have been you that I was speaking with from Numomo maybe a year and a half ago while I was living in Seoul. Early Charged Particles days, and it's super awesome to kind of come full circle and hear that things are still going well over there. I'll actually be back in Seoul in May, so we should definitely link up. But anyway, thanks for having me, guys. Really excited to talk about some of the stuff going on at Charged Particles. I guess I can sort of start with like a sort of a basic rundown of what we do for anyone that hasn't heard of it. We're a DeFi and NFT protocol that's live on Ethereum and on Polygon. And we allow you to take an NFT and turn it into a container that can store other assets inside of it. So you can put NFTs inside NFTs, interest-bearing tokens inside NFTs, and this composability layer that really just adds a new core, fundamental functionality to NFTs, and really some pretty exciting projects being built on top of that layer as sort of a building block for the NFT space. A lot of really awesome projects being built. A lot of applications within sort of financial tooling, vesting tokens, locking tokens inside an NFT, accounting, mutual funds, trust funds, portfolios of assets could all be stored inside NFTs if you're interested in the financial angle. Probably the most, there are two really exciting projects that are, really just starting to go live that I'm here to talk about today. One of those is called Unchained Music, which is a music distribution model to challenge the likes of DistroKid. And for anyone who's not familiar with how the music industry works, if you want to distribute your music to, say, Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, Apple Music, all this, you need your music to get out there. You go through DistroKid to distribute that. They'll put them on all of the streaming platforms, and they'll charge you a fee to do that, and they'll take a percentage of your royalties. But what Unchained Music does is it uses NFTs, nested interest-bearing assets inside NFTs to subvert that model. So they'll eat the cost of distributing music, to all of the 200 streaming platforms. They'll pay that on behalf of the artist. And then when the royalties from all of these streaming platforms come back, they go inside an NFT, they're nested inside an NFT, and they start earning interest. And Unchained Music takes that interest that's earned as its revenue.
Looks like the mic just rugged Mango, waiting for him to get unrugged there. You still with us, Mango? So aggressive.
Yeah.
Okay. You're coming back online, Mango. I don't know if you're moving or whatever, but your signal's cutting out. Yeah, we need some elevator music while Mango gets back. All right. So I know Bitpixi's here.
I just jumped onto my phone. My computer it's just perfect timing, That's how it goes.
There we go. Unrugged. Mango, keep going.
Right on. How much of that did you guys catch before I go talking again?
You were gone for like a minute and 25 seconds.
Word. All right. Well, so Unchained Music, right, is this music distribution sort of disruption model. I don't know how much of that was heard, but anyway, I'm happy to answer questions about that, but I can kind of move on to this other project that I'm here to talk about, which was built on top of charge particles using this composability, nested technology, which is the reason I'm in LA at the moment. Here at NFT LA, we've got a pretty sweet booth set up, explaining this project to people here over the course of the week. But it's called Particlon. It's an NFT drop, a generative sort of project, with all the sorts of traits and rarities that you come to expect. Super, super dope art, space, 3 different planets, these aliens, from like a fire, water, and an earth planet. Super amazing art, but it's the first generative drop to use this nesting functionality, and to, be able to store tokens within an NFT. And so that means when you're minting this thing, it'll come loaded with tokens inside of it. And these utility tokens that are in there will be usable within the micro economy of this, sort of gamified ecosystem being built out around Particlon, which is just super cool. And, within the world of DeFi gaming, this sort of fundamental technology of being able to put tokens inside one another really allow you to do some pretty creative stuff. Like you could imagine, crafting weapons, having people go out and collect, via, whatever sorts of means, either, buying rare metals or completing quests or whatever sorts of gamified stuff, and aggregating a bunch of sort of materials and being able to take all of those materials that are NFTs themselves and nest them inside, say, like a weapon forge or something. You look in that NFT and say, okay, I've got these rare materials I've collected in this gamified space, and based on what gets nested inside, that'll determine, say, the rarity of the weapon I can forge. And then I create this weapon, and that itself is, a unique generative NFT of its own that you can then store inside your avatar. We're looking down the road a little bit at, integrating with like dynamic metadata sort of stuff where you have a bunch of different tokens nested inside your avatar. And based on what's nested inside, you have it change dynamically the visual of your metaverse avatar. It's game ready sort of assets, and really, really super interesting, DeFi gaming mechanics being built out. So anyway, those are a few of the projects. I could really go on for a long time, so I don't want to take up too much airspace, but we wanted to come share some of these ideas about, how nested NFTs are disrupting, the financial models, the music industry, and now really diving deep into gaming and, DeFi gaming. And we've actually got a pretty special sort of whitelist opportunity. If anyone in this, in this chat, in this space, part of the WIP community, is interested in getting involved, we've got some special whitelist spots for you guys too. But anyway, I'll stop there if there are any questions. But
Did you say whitelist, sir?
I did indeed. I did say whitelist. I'm on my phone now because my computer kind of crapped out, but we have links for you. I think I've sent to Rizzle.
Awesome. We'll get that shared. Folks are going wild. I know there's a couple questions from the crowd, but I just want to echo too. Charged particles has been on the bleeding edge of a bleeding edge sector for quite a while now, and it's awesome to see that you're continuing to pioneer and think of new, crazy, novel innovations. So anyway, that aside, I'll pass the mic to Show to hit you with those questions.
Hey Mango, what's going on?
Yo, how's it going?
Good. All right. The IRS has launched a formal inquiry into fractionalized NFTs and whether or not they represent shares of a stock that promise value to shareholders. Your project was the first to introduce the idea of wrapping an NFT inside of another NFT. Would you say that this is something that would fall into the crosshairs of the U.S. Treasury or could be misclassified?
I think those are super important questions. I would say, within the realm of, adding sort of a brand new angle to NFTs, that fractionalization and nesting are sort of like opposite ends of the spectrum in a way, where one is putting tokens inside and the other is breaking one token into many. I think it really ends up coming down to like what tokens are being stored inside an NFT. For example, if you have a piece of art and you nest a token in it that is itself a security, you put a security inside a piece of art, it's still a security. But just putting tokens inside by itself is not the promise of sort of growth. It's like buy this and number go up kind of thing, so much as it is a composability tool. So it really comes down to what people are doing with it. It's an open protocol, it's a decentralized sort of entity, that's operating this thing. But, I would say in general, we're not really too worried about that sort of thing. We want to make sure to ensure that people aren't doing things like putting securities inside NFTs, but when it comes down to it, our UI is just one iteration of this open tool that exists. Anyway, I think it's a complicated sort of question because we don't even know what NFTs are legally yet. There isn't really a consensus about it within the particular scope of just the United States government, let alone on the implications of the SEC reaching beyond its borders, which it loves to do, it seems. But when you take DeFi and NFTs that are both undefined and put them together, it's something that we're going to have to see what happens down the line. But I would say that fractionalization is a significantly more threatened part of the ecosystem in terms of it's pretty clear that owning a fraction of an investment is kind of what the SEC is really looking for.
Yeah, you're right. They do love to cross over people's personal boundaries. Also, we have a question from Hidden Forces. Well, actually, a number of them, but I'll keep them brief. He wants to know what kind of support for artists is being planned for the V2 rollout. Do you see us as fellow developers? Excuse me, can you please mute your microphone? Whoever just walked in, please mute your microphone. Thank you. Sorry, Hidden Forces was asking, do you see us as fellow developers? Can you speak about the utility you're expecting artists to unlock once full actions are available and the registration looks like it's closed at the moment? So is there any help with that?
Sure. Okay, a couple different things going on there. So one was about V2 and support for artists. So I'll start there. So in terms of support, we have a pretty wonderful and welcoming community that loves to help anyone that wants to build on top of that, whether that's disrupting the music industry or doing a new generative drop or putting your photos onto a marketplace. It doesn't matter what the scope of your thing is. If you're here to use charged particles, and we're here to help. I'll note that it's at the moment a completely free to use protocol, so we take no fees. It's open to use. We want this functionality to be used everywhere, and intend in the next few months to basically whitelist other smart contracts so that your NFTs that have been minted on Rarible and on OpenSea and on Super Rare and on your own custom manifold contract can all use charged particles in this way. We don't want to just pigeonhole people into needing to mint on our platform. It's just sort of part of the process that to get there. But eventually, when we decentralize even further, we might get to a place where the DAO decides that we want to put some sort of a fee on, for utilizing the protocol. But for the moment, it's completely free. It has been since we launched, over a year ago. So in terms of support, it's really like we really like to encourage people to join our community that have vision and they know what they want to do. And they're happy to do it completely by themselves, but we will all show up and cheer for them while you know what I mean? The music guild supports the visual art guild, supports the financial guild, supports the, it's really a structure of people that really care about innovating. So I think that sort of hopefully answers quite a few of those questions.
Oh yeah, and I think you may have rugged us with the wait list that you shared, not accepting any new registrations.
Okay, let me. I'm on my phone at the moment, so give me 1 second, and I'll get you guys a QR code here in a second.
It's all good. Yeah, just drop that in whenever. Tag us so we can get into that. But folks are stoked. I just want to thank you, Mango, for jumping on the stage, sharing everything that you're cooking up over at Charged Particles. And when you head over to Seoul, I'll be there around May as well. We should all hit up, meet up with Scott.
Yeah, that sounds phenomenal. Yeah, I'll be there the entire month of May. That would be swell.
Swelly. Nice, love it, man. All right, well, take it easy. Drop the updated whitelist, and we'll talk in the future. Thank you. Definitely not letting that whitelist go, Mark. Definitely. Next up, someone I've been really, really eager to have on the virtual stage here is Bitpixi from Cryptovoxels. I know we're in world, so if you're not in world, make sure you jump into Bitpixi's sanctuary. And we're going to get some updates on Cryptovoxels. And I think as long as everything is still working in Cryptovoxels, we're going to go on a little field trip. So Bitpixi, whenever you're ready, unmute and take it away.
Hi, I'm Bitpixi. I work at Cryptovoxels. We had a bit of a blunder this morning where Babylon.js was updating their version, and the guys forgot to I don't know, pressed a little button yesterday, so the whole world kind of disappeared, but came back just in time, 5 minutes before this meeting. So I'm very excited about that. I think it's because Brookhawk stood on the on button. But yeah, so right now we are on Fauna Island. And if you go on the roof here, you'll see some objects that are pastel colored because Pastel Island is coming up. We were supposed to drop pastel first, but Venice Island, with the roads being water and a little gondola man who's actually floating around, and real street names from Venice is on the map first. As well, you might notice on the map soon there will be an island called Architect Island. And for that, we have some real architecture firm, people in architecture school, some OGs from years ago who have been building consistently, and people who just make a ton of very good modern stuff very fast. Depending on how it goes with Architecture Island, I'm not promising anything, but there might be an Architecture Island sequel because I know we'll get a lot of FOMO from other builders who are not included in it. But I just wanted to say that we appreciate all the builders, and I'm trying to get everyone as many opportunities as possible. Our regular team is growing like 3 times the size. We have, for the first time this year, I was our first non-developer hire. UX, UI design background. I used to work for GiphyCat, which is a GIF hosting platform that would also work in some AR, VR projects. I hold like 4 patents from that for augmented reality. And I think we grew 100 million to 180 million monthly active users in my time there. I did a full website rebrand, and I'm planning to do that for Cryptovoxels. We might want to keep our website shitty and looking like Craigslist for a little while longer, just because I want to keep things consistent and reduce the any scams. So we want to keep things looking the same and trusted that yes, this is our same shitty website. We want to keep that for a little while, but then I would like to do a nice total redesign of that. And and I used to work for Meitu as well, which is like the Chinese Snapchat with 450 million monthly active users. These are much bigger scaled, and I believe that Cryptovoxels will get there once we figure out our database scaling and create some kind of regional sharding. I wouldn't say realm sharding like Decentraland has, when you go in the same spot and you can't see your friend unless you change the URL to different realm. I don't like that. If you've ever seen the Stephen King movie called like In the Tall Grass, you'll know what I'm talking about. They're like, I see you, I don't see you. Where are you? So yeah, we need to totally redo the architecture to support the growth, and I just know that by this time next year, we will be so amazing.
Awesome, and I know there's a bunch of questions. So real quick though, like, what is your role on the team right now specifically?
My process, I realized, I
Sure.
never just deploy.
Someone's talking?
I never just deploy patients in every situation.
Is that Gary Vaynerchuk?
Gary V?
Gary V, what
Someone's
up?
watching Gary V. Wasn't me. I hope Gary V is in here. Okay, so what I was hired for was user experience design, user interface design is underneath the UX umbrella. I'm mostly on that research side and re-architecturing, wireframes, user flows, basically looking at what people are trying to do and making things easier for them. And I like the challenge because there are so many things we need to do for Cryptovoxels for that.
Yeah.
But what I ended up doing, because I was the first non-dev, was basically all the roles, like business to business, integration conversations, marketing, bug help, customer support, like community management, and you just do whatever you need to do when it's still small, startup-y size of a team. But and also, like, I started developing the themes on the islands and bringing in people who were creating, I guess after I created Scarcity, which was kind of my idea about the RPG stuff, because I love Dungeons and Dragons, so I wanted to add in like some lore and discoveries. You can dig down in the basement and then find stuff. And I feel like because we made this discovery feature, some of the basements got haunted. Sometimes random boxes like show up for 3 seconds and disappear. And I think I figured out why yesterday, but we're investigating that. So yeah, I love that Scarcity's haunted because it's also the first place where I put a grave in one of the commons. We're getting like a lot of ghost gifts in the chat. It's funny. Yeah, so my role is basically a lot of things. I'm managing the lore writing now, the builders for Architect Island, helping with marketing. Our new marketer joined, and like the voice UI, for example. I know we're talking on Discord, but you'll see a lot of improvements will be coming to our voice UI, and we're hoping like we'll replace Twitter Spaces and Clubhouse and all that. We want to make it that good, and I've been on that, helping giving them some feedback. So I do a lot of stuff.
All the things, like all the important things. And yeah, whenever you need any beta testers for the new audio, please let us know. We've been trying to make it work for literally over 2 years. That'll be awesome, a dream come true. And I know there's a bunch of other questions, so I'll pass the mic to Show to hit you with that tidal wave of questions.
Right on.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you?
Good, and yourself?
I'm good. A lot of stuff going on this week. Did someone just?
Yeah.
It looks like someone made a marble card of my ETH name. That's cool. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat. Go ahead. What's up?
For the original Web3 generation, the main metaverse platforms were Decentraland, Somnium Space, and Cryptovoxels. But now, in the pop cultural zeitgeist, when people are talking about the metaverse and bars and clubs or whatever and getting land in it, they're only referencing Decentraland and Sandbox. Cryptovoxels is only mentioned in a kind of dismissive way. And it's crazy that you said that the website does kind of feel like Craigslist a little bit. And it's kind of, it's unfortunate. It's something that's kind of, it's sad, but we know. We all kind of felt that the platform had so much potential but it's always been constantly plagued with bugs that were originally fixes that didn't need to be fixed, which I'm pretty sure is what happened today, and a less an approachable user experience, a wearable system that went nowhere, or even a never-ending gluttony of land parcel mints that devalued any of the other land parcels or builder parcels that were originally pushed out into space. It's kind of at a point now that even the original diehard supporters of Cryptovoxels are a little disillusioned and jaded by the platform. We kind of also feel like the introduction or the announcement of a Cryptovoxels token kind of coming on the horizon seems like too little too late. You mentioned a lot of great things that were in the pipeline, but we've heard these kind of things before, and then we've kind of seen their results and felt a little disappointed. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with you. Like, there's no arguing with that. We are not perfect. Ben changes his mind about things. And yeah, I think Ben could better answer that question in general. But what I would say about it is that we were in like the JP Morgan report, like as they were comparing Decentraland Sandbox and Cryptovoxels, and still many people do include us in like the top 3 or top 5. I feel like we still have time to redeem ourselves. More research and development is needed. We definitely need more designers. I have been doing so much, pulled in so many directions, but once we have more people who can do like user testing before release, I think you'll see a big change. Because right now it's like move fast, break stuff, like just test it in production. And that works maybe for the first year or 2 of a company, but not now. And at this point, it's pretty unacceptable. So I would really like to, I'm doing some interviews soon with other people who do like the step-by-step user flows and this and that to basically fix bugs before anyone sees them. So you won't see or experience the confusion in minting a wearable and rage clicking refresh. You know, there's so many things. I started out in Cryptovoxels just as a regular person, like hoping I could save up for a parcel, and basically doing build commissions for people and wearable commissions. And I ran into every problem. And when people say, hey, this is going on, I'm like, I know, like it pains in my heart. Like, so the change is slower than I would like. And as well, you know, you talked about the token. I kind of created scarcity as a research island for leading into making a token that is not just a pump and dump, which will take longer than we think, because if you saw the struggle of me just trying to get a voting protocol up, even off chain, it was a little hard, and then like only 3 people voted on something. So we want to move towards more decentralization and tools and tools that will just empower people to do more stuff for themselves and amongst themselves. But it would take more infrastructure. Like, we are starting to categorize all the suburbs and create, we used to call it a mayor system, but that's not quite right, because that's like, I don't know, voting for centralized power of your suburb, but some kind of town hall that we envision in the next years, where people will have like a lot more ownership over their their local area. And again, I know that's that might sound like a false promise, but I'm saying it's just, if we look back on all this stuff where people wanted changes for, like we actually have knocked off a lot of stuff on the list in the last half year, but there's still so many things, and like the vision is so big, and I see myself staying working here for like 10 years if I have to make this happen. Like I fully get you know, some of the mistrust, and I'm just right there alongside of you, and I will, I don't know. I have dreams about Cryptovoxels. Like I like cry over it. Like I want the success.
I hear you. We also have a question from Dragonate and also another one from Emmy Terrier. Dragonate would like to know, when are Boombox improvements coming?
So during the, okay, Boombox, okay. So during the opening of Shepard Fairey's release, he's like one of the top graffiti artists in the world. We noticed that Boombox did not have the option to have it. So like right now anyone can take over Boombox, but he wanted to play some music. He wanted to DJ, as he also DJs, in such a way where he needed to use a tab and he didn't want anyone else to take over Boombox. So we added a way, which I looked like people were requesting this for years. I looked back in the chats. Just a little check mark that says like no one can take over this Boombox except contributors. So that has been added to Boombox. What specifically though? Oh, sorry. Shepard Fairey is a street artist, not graffiti artist. My bad. Someone did correct me there. I apologize.
Specifically, he mentioned that the Boombox keeps forcing his default device instead of one of his 500 virtual cable devices to route the audio through.
100. Okay, this is more like a Benji Failure question. I'm not a developer, so I'm not aware of what that means. Yeah, but you can please DM me and I will get this to them right away. So if you can explain like the plug types that you're talking about, the computer type, and what the intended goal is to my DMs, like I'll get that to them today.
Cool. Lastly, from Emmy Terrier, they would like to know, are there plans to make a kind of app for smartphones that goes more fluid and the interface much more optimized? Their words, not mine.
No, I understand what you mean. So what that is a native app on iOS and Android, which would need to be built out each separately, versus what we have now, which is mobile web. And we also do have Oculus support that is very basic. I think the priority should be in improving our Oculus support or other VR devices and improving mobile web. Very recently, we have made it so you can sign in on mobile web with a wallet and you can chat. And that's pretty good. I want to make it so we can sign the guest books so people can emote easier and look at, like, there will be a menu that kind of slides out from the side and shows all the stuff you can do on web on mobile. Right now we don't have that, and the UI controls look like from there that like they're from the 90s. Yeah, so I think that mobile web should be first priority, then VR improvements, and then we could look at exploring native apps.
Yeah. And I know there's some tough questions there. We all love this place. We want to see it explode in all the best possible ways, and it's so cool to have you here. And I feel like a lot of people hearing you talk about this are just like, finally we have one of us on the inside to help push through all these needed changes. So like you're really doing the Lord's work. Thank you so much there. Before we segue to like a field trip or something, if we have time for that, I know there's a bunch of people packed in to your parcel in the middle here. Do we want to do like a commemorative group shot, or what are we thinking there?
Oh, sure. Should we
I
go
believe
by
we
the
have
Pastel
real Paradox
Kevin?
in the house. Oh, I'm sorry, Bitpixi.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I believe Paradox is in the house, our videographer. There we go. He's in the chat at least. You wanna instruct us, sir?
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Okay, well, this is an interesting one. So I'm going to take a little bit of your time today, just not too much. Before we get started, here is a little bit of completely unnecessary pageantry. Have I got your attention? Let's give it a go. See if it works. How'd you like my singing voice? Alrighty, okay, so guys, if you've not been listening, my name is Paradox. I'm the resident WIP videographer. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of information about that, but right now, I want all of you to get in-world into Cryptovoxels, if someone can drop a link, please. And I want you all to press the F key to fly and get your asses to the roof, please. And we're going to do 2 things. So whilst you all do that, excellent. Keep coming upstairs, up to the roof on the helicopter. So, whilst we do that, it's my job to herd you group of weirdos into a huddle to take a group photo, but importantly, we also take some group video too. So every week I shoot and edit a recap video of the WIP, and Riz will post this on Twitter, so keep an eye out for that. And if you want to be in the video, get your asses up on this roof right now. I think pretty much everyone's here. Right, we're gonna do 2 things today. I'm gonna make sure I'm recording. Let's do a nice, simple group photo. So I'm gonna spin around you guys, do a bit of 360 video. So just throw up some emojis, and we'll get the first bit done out the way. I'm the floating guy with a giant camera above my head. So more emojis, please. And if you can face me, that'd be amazing. Cool. We'll do this for a few seconds. Excellent. Keep going. Brilliant. Normally I have a bit of music at this point, but I'm going to do something else. Excellent. That should be fine. Okay, cool. We're going to do a second thing today. Thanks for that. Right, I want you all to land. So press the F. Can we land on this roof? Is that a thing? Yes. Right, everybody land. I want to see everybody on the ground. Nearly there. Brookhook, you're still flying. Oh, there's a few Brookhooks. Okay, what I want you to do is I want essentially some sort of mosh pit. And if that means flying round and round this or walking around this helicopter, let's try that. So, and if you can do emojis at the same time, is that possible? Let's give it a go. Run, more running. Round and round, please. Keep going. Excellent. I think that should be good. Awesome. And I think, Dragonate, if you've got it queued up, do you want to play a song again? Because why not? And then that will be just about me done. I ask a lot of Dragonate. We've been scheming for the past week. Excellent. I can hear something. There we go. Beautiful. Thank you very much, guys. And that is Paradox out. I'll see you next week.
Dude, that was like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Who mashed that up? Who
All him.
prepared it?
I did nothing.
That was,
The only thing I did was play it. That's it.
It's the wonderful world of Fiverr.
Amazing,
Wow.
dude. I'm absolutely blown away. And yeah, I don't even know what to say. Incredible, dude.
Love you guys. Right, see you next week.
I know we're in Bitpixi's place, moshing around her helicopter. Do we want to do a tour? Is that what we're up for next?
Oh, sure.
You want to show us around? There's like a hidden compartment downstairs that I know we passed that I was curious about, but Matt said something about a tour. So, yeah, if you want to show us around a little bit, that would be cool.
Yeah. So usually my main spot is Bitpixi's bar, which we can go there later if you want to. But here, the inspiration for this is a place for in-world meetings, for meetings kind of like this, or for workshops. So if you notice on the ground floor, there's a Friday Build a Challenge, and tomorrow's Friday Build Challenge is to learn Cryptovoxel shaders. Last time was to use a pastel palette, and everyone would load up and use the same palette. That's where all that stuff came from on the roof. So people will have collaborates in here. They can drop their show and tells. They can practice building wearables and improving. What shaders are, and I am just learning them, is kind of like you could pick a tree and you can change the slider so that the tree will have more or less branches, more or less leaves, and it's just this really fast way to do generative voxels. Some people have made great grass textures with it, or some weird, how do you say, like trippy geometric shapes that you probably wouldn't be able to do block by block unless you're like the Black Fractal or something. He has amazing builds. Yeah, you can try on the elephant down here and walk around on an elephant because we're on Fauna Island. Yeah, so moving on. This build was partially built by Forever Curious. As you see, it looks the same over here, like a 70s Savannah Plains. When I first saw this, actually did not like Fauna Island that much, because at the time the roads were just plain black. We had Astrocryptids, aka CL Stormbringer, CL. She designed this road. I kind of commissioned her. And then once I saw that, and I saw this very cool, what was I calling it? Like a Survivor dating show type vibe. Like if you look here, there's just an open bed. Looks like they're, I don't, I wasn't trying to go there with it. But yeah, I was like, whoa, this is a resort for sure. And I actually felt like hot, like seeing the fans. And when I felt heat on my body, I just like, wow, this build is so immersive. And it's right next to a park. Now my computer overheated. It's right next to a park where I had put some elephants and lionesses originally, and it's a common park. Those have been very, very popular. We started a common park on Pluto. Here it is. I don't know if, like, can you all edit on here? You might have to have a parcel on the island to edit. I'm not sure. Oh, there's some ducks. So I get distracted. So yeah, the parks, we started with the tiny one on Pluto, and then we started adding them to every next island because people have been doing good stuff with them, and it really brings the neighborhood together. And we started doing a buyback program on Origin City to create, to buy back some parcels and make them into these public parks. So that is still going on. I think we're still scoping out deals. And yeah, it gives it a new kind of community feel. Originally, I just had the elephants, a mama and a baby elephant being like hunted by the lions on here, and I was taking some night shots, and it was very National Geographic, right? But Forever Curious made this even better. Oh, someone someone made the lion really big. Yeah, you can edit if you want. Yeah, so that's about it for here. I don't know if we want to go to Bitpixi's bar at all. What do you think?
How close is it? If you want to walk there, that's cool. Rizzo, what do you think?
Oh, here. We got a link right here to Bitpixi's bar. Sure, you want to pop over to the bar for like 5 minutes and then we'll kick it over to the show for the afties?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Yeah.
There's a link in the chat here to Bitpixi's bar. I'm going to warp over there now and everyone
put the teleport in the chat. Let me turn off the parcel audio for a second. So this is kind of a popular spot for DJs to play live on Twitch or YouTube live. I've had some platinum selling artists come through here, a lot of verified accounts with a ton of followers, and I don't even know how this happened. It might be because my background in like Metaverse was on Second Life when I was maybe 16 years old, and I noticed that dancing at these dance clubs was one of the most popular activities, and I would do that a lot. So I just thought, well, let me take that good Second Life experience and bring it over here. And people were really into it. I got a DJ studio up in the back for, I don't know, just for my DJs to vibe. I got a little dance, laser room over here as well. I didn't mean to add, let me get rid of this glass so y'all can come up here. Some stuff fell through my ceiling. It's a scarcity mystery. There we go. So what else about this? Yeah, I don't know. Ask me some questions. And check out back too. Out back we got the 32 by 32 Wizard X collection trash cans. That's cool. Let's see what else. I got my Meebit, my two Meebits here. I want to utilize this Meebit with the magenta hat for the DJs in whatever way that they choose. The other Meebit is for my son, who has his own wallet. Even though he's 1 year old, there's a bunch of stuff in there for him to find. When he's maybe about 13, I'm thinking, whenever he first starts getting moody. Because then he can just play with all this cool stuff.
Yeah. This is also, I love that insight into Second Life. Second Life is a project I heard about when I was a kid, but was never able to get into, just because I was a kid and didn't have the computer, I guess. But that dancing insight's really, really, really fascinating. I guess if anyone else has any questions for Bitpixi, hit her up in the Discord audio channel or in the general chat. But with that, I just want to thank you so much for leading the way and speaking with us and answering some hard questions, Bitpixi. We can kind of wrap things up with the speaker update and toss everything to show.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was really fun.
Hell yeah. Cool. All right. Well, with that, thank you everyone for showing up to the WIP. We have the Man, the Myth, the Legend show about to break our earballs in a second. So get to your audio settings real quick, and I'll pass the mic to Show to take it away.
Yeah, y'all. Please adjust your headphone volume, adjust your speakers. That was cool. Trust me, if you're brand new, just adjust your speakers. You don't have to leave the voice channel. People start flocking, running away. Oh my god! But before I do though, oh my god! Please, can we give it up for Paradox, please? Because him and Dragonate were cooking up things all week. What the fuck? What the entire fuck? That was awesome. All right, y'all. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh fucking yeah. Oh fucking yeah. WIP fam. WIP fam, are you charged up? Are your particles that are between your cheeks hanging from your pubic hairs charged up? Did running around in circles on Bitpixi's roof for Paradox charge you up? What the fuck is up with fam? With fam, in the crypto space, if you're too slow, you lose. If you're too fast, you lose. If you don't do anything, you lose. If you do something, you lose. Analysis paralysis is part of everyday degen life. I've been sitting here, y'all. I've just been fucking sitting here. I've been waiting. We've all been waiting for so long for something great to happen in the space. For real. We've been waiting for Ethereum to finally get its shit together. We are literally 2 more long months into getting the merge to finally happen. And everyone needs the merge to happen. Like, yeah, we need it to fucking happen. So if the devs don't make it happen, right, and lift up all of our boats, I mean, I don't think we're gonna sleep. We won't be able to live. Things feel very sluggish and chaotic in an unexpected way, y'all. In a fucking unexciting and unexpected way. We're just waiting for things right now. Speaking of which, I think that the slog of waking up every day to yet another update from Sal on the Daily Gwei, or Ryan Sean Adams, or DC Investor, or Ryan Selkis, or StockTwits Daily, or Watcher Guru, all saying the same fucking thing, just with different words. Things like, oh, just another day watching candles go up and down for ETH. Makes you feel like you're paralyzed. It's sleep apnea, but making it Web3. It's sleep apnea, but making it crypto. It's sleep apnea, but remade for Generation Z. And I think that this has forced the hand of a very particular individual, of a certain hacker, who also felt like everyone else was waiting too. They were like, oh, well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to do something. I'm tired of fucking waiting. They were sitting in the dark watching and waiting like everyone else. While we were all waiting for another smaller but bigger thing to get the juices flowing into space, this hacker had their eyes on the #1 play-to-earn game, which is also seemed to be taking years just to launch something because it was all getting boring. Trust me, I'm getting to my fucking point. I'm getting to my point, y'all. If you're like, oh my God, what the fuck is he talking about? Look, shit was boring. Even the entire team admitted that it was getting boring. I'll say what team it was, all right? We were all waiting for Axie Infinity Origins. We were supposed to get Origins yesterday, literally, but a hacker decided to drain the entire Ronin network of, I kid you not, $600 million worth of RON and ETH. Are you still with me? Did you leave the voice channel? $600 million. This is the biggest. This beat out Cream Finance. This beat out all the other ones. The biggest play-to-earn game had the biggest hack in Web3 history. This motherfucker used a backdoor consisting of node validator signatures. By the way, they only had 9 fucking validators, right? And a signature also that wasn't rescinded from Axie DAO to Sky Mavis in order to utilize the DAO's funds. Thanks to an impatient hacker waiting along with us because it was boring as fuck. Mind you, we're going into spring in Q2. For business people, that means, all right, we shook off the rust. The Christmas fucking eggnog is shaking off. We're all hitting the gym because we were bored as fuck, right? We were forced to wait even longer for Axie Infinity Origins thanks to the fact that this motherfucker hacked this shit. We were supposed to get it yesterday. Now we have to wait until next week. You know? We just wanted this thing from Sky Mavis because we believe in them. And the real thing that we wanted was Axie Infinity Land gameplay. So we can see our little Axies building farms and shit like Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley, fishing and chopping down fucking trees, shit that we don't want to do in our real lives because we're lazy as fuck. I'll make my Axie do it. Fuck it. I'm tired of waiting for someone to fucking make these things, these digital little sprites, build shit for me. Shit is boring right now in Web3. I'm 200 years old in the metaverse. I'm bitter as fuck. And I'm being a negative fucking individual and I miss the good old days. Because my dreams of the future and constantly being delayed or pushed back into the metaphysical ether. Welcome to the Afties, y'all. I'm your host, Show. You already know. If you don't know, you're going to know at the end of this thing where we talk a lot and we yell and we scream and we hug and we get rid of friends that we used to have and we make new ones that we don't really like because we want to get rid of them next week. By the way, y'all, speaking of weeks and days, I think that the entire WIP crew just totally fucking missed out on something. I think we totally forgot this one thing. Yo, WIP crew, I'm 200 years old. My memory is fucked up, but I believe that the 3-year WIP anniversary is either today or it just passed, right? Yeah. The birthday happened. Matthew, it was sometime in March, right? Or fucking February, some shit. I'm 200 years old.
No, it was like the 3rd week of January for like the most recent one.
It was January?
I even did a video about it.
Yeah.
You did?
I think this marks the anniversary of 2-year anniversary of Rizzle joining on, basically with Token Smart.
Show you're getting your timelines.
An anniversary.
Dementia, maybe.
Wait, Rizzle joining Token Smart. Wait, okay. All right, well, fuck it. We all have an excuse to drink and party, right? Fuck it. Yeah, I thought it was January.
Yeah, dude.
For real?
Yes, sir.
Man, all right. Well, fuck it. Every week is WIP anniversary. Fuck that shit.
Fuck that.
Every week is an anniversary of the last week.
That's cool. That's cool, yo. That's cool. All right, well, damn, my bad. See, look, I'm just coming up. I do, Elbow. I do. I just be coming up with shit because it's fucking boring. I mean, not this is boring. You know what I mean? The space, like we've been waiting for Ethereum to fucking do something, and the devs are taking their sweet time. I had to. Thank you, WG Meets. Right? ETH needs to lift all the boats. Speaking of which, this is the Afties, y'all. Don't mind the host. He's drunk and he suffers from mental deficiencies. He's the dumbest person in the room. Super simple. During this portion of the event,
okay, roast him.
Keep your opinions to yourself. Open mic. Super simple. During the Afties, right? We want you to share your opinion on what was presented to you. The three awesome presenters that were presented to you. Share your opinions in the form of a hot take. A hot take. Express yourself. We're open to you expressing yourself, right? Because no one else wants to hear from you in real life. I'm willing to sit down and listen to you because we have all the time in the damn world, because ETH hasn't, and the merge is still 2 whole months away. And that's if it launches on June 1st. You know, all right. Yeah, I am like a drunk tip.cc bot. All right, let's move this shit along. My bad. All right, first subject. We had Numomo. We had Scott from Numomo. Here's my hot take or opinion. Numomo is a clever name. It's going to be remembered for eons because it sounds fun. It sounds cute. And we need more of the artists that are associated with Numomo to start building some cool shit, so we don't have to purchase 15K NFT PFP mints. Thoughts?
Wait, they're doing 15K now instead of 10K?
Thoughts?
That's amazing. We need this. Yes, I'm all for it. I need hype. This means they go to moon faster than before. 10K is boring. 10K so yesterday. Lame.
I miss the days when if you owned something, you know, Sport, back in my day, we used to own a 1 of 1 from an artist, and it was only worth a quarter. It was only worth a quarter back in my day. Now you whippersnappers have these 20K NFT PFPs, and they're worth millions. This shit reminds me of when Magic Johnson and the LA Laker fame signed, what was it, 10-year fucking contract that was $1 million paid to him every year. He thought that this was the best deal, 15 years. And he thought it was the best deal that was ever created. Now looking back, that was the worst fucking NBA deal ever signed. The $1 million a year? Do you know how much some of the worst motherfuckers who were playing terribly got paid $44 million. Ben Simmons, right, sat his ass. He's being fined. He's being fined more than what the fuck Magic Johnson made, right, in a year. And he has to pay that back just for sitting on the bench or whatever. What do they do in basketball? I'm too teaching. I don't know what sports are. Thoughts?
I don't know sports either.
I don't know sports. All I know are candles and Ethereum has been trading sideways, and it's pissing me off.
Well, stop pissing off to the side of the toilet and piss in the toilet maybe instead. Good lord.
Sir, stop judging my airdrops on the toilet, okay?
No.
There's a faucet, okay? These drops gotta go somewhere.
Listen, Kamulf's been asking for a utility for the poop for a while now because someone asked him, okay? So, come on, get your shit together.
Speaking of that, someone was talking about making Bitcoin biodegradable or something like that, because that'll be the thing that'll move the space forward and blah blah blah. You know, all these talking heads who just discovered Web3 and shit, they think they know things or whatever, you know. They're like, yeah, we need to make it better for the environment. I'm like honestly speaking, this was FUD created March 31st of 2021, all right? In order to offset all the cool shit that was happening here, all right? There's no environmental impact. Get the fuck out of here. There's no, come on. Next subject. Who's next? Who was the presenter? Who was the second presenter presenting things? Who was the second presenter? Shout out to Mango and Charged Particles.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
Here's my hot take. The U.S. Treasury, right, and all the other people trying to become regulators and all this other shit, that's like the new cool thing. The U.S. Treasury attempting to like try to define if owning a portion of an NFT or a coin makes you a stockholder or something, trying to tie it into old money or whatever. You're just causing issues. You're making things if it's already confusing to you, why are you attempting to make things even more confusing? You know what you should be focusing. Well, no, actually, I kind of don't know. But by trying and sentencing 2 rug pullers to 20 years in jail, right? That's a plus. But at the same time, I get the feeling that they'll turn this shit into something where they start crying wolf. They start pointing fingers at people who are doing things on the up and up and charging them 20 years in prison. They may charge Mango and charge Particles for 20 years in prison just because people are wrapping things inside of other things. Thoughts?
No, we must protect the mango. Mangoes are too delicate and too fragile. We don't want them going moldy sitting in a prison. That's lame. And also, poor Mango. That's sad.
Prison wine, I wouldn't know. I've never been to prison, but from what I've watched on Locked Up Abroad, you know, while I'm eating snacks and shit, they make prison wine in the toilet, right? What they do is they take fermented fruit. So Mango will just be putting fermented fruit inside of the toilet, mixing it up, right? And then boom, airdrop.
Yeah, literal airdrops directly to your nose and knocking you out.
Airdrops on the side of the toilet seat. Thoughts?
Disgusting.
It's healthy for you. It's prison kombucha, right? It'll charge your particles. Trust me, there are 18 electrolytes inside of the prison wine, right? Charge Particles, trademark TM. It's the new thing. It's Web 4. We're upgrading prison. Shout out to whoever just left the voice channel. Welcome to the Appies, motherfucker. Thoughts?
I don't want. We should. How did we start talking about shit again when we were talking about mangoes going to prison?
I didn't mention shit. I'm just we were talking about faucets and toilets, right? But what I'm saying, my point though, is that the U.S. Treasury is trying to lock all of us up and take all of our things from us, right? The only way to hide shit, like in prison, it's like the only way to hide shit in Web3 and in prison. Here's the parallel. Check this out, right? You have to wrap things in other things, right? In order to smuggle things into prison, you have to shove things into holes that don't need to that aren't supposed to be shoved into, right? And all kinds of shit. Repeat that.
I think you would know about that.
No kink shaming. No kink shaming in prison. This is Web 4. We're trying to move ahead. We're thinking of new ways of making things relatable and actionable. All right. Speaking of actionable things, next and final presenter, shout out to Bitpixi. Hey, look, let me just say, disclaimer, all right, I actually do believe what Bitpixi is saying, just from the tone of her voice and her word choices and her delivery, what she was. I actually believe that she's gonna finally make some shit happen. But I can't pull any punches. I can't fucking pull any punches. I had to ask because people want to hear answers to questions and things like that. They want more information. It's the best way to pull it out of you is to ask some things, But here's my hot take. No, don't appreciate me, Big Pixie. Don't appreciate me. Your son sounds adorable in the background. Look, here's my hot take. I was really nostalgic going around Bitpixi's parcel, flying around, seeing all cool things, right? Here's my hot take. Cryptovoxels was suffering, right? And it's not just Ben Nolan, right? Well, it kind of is Ben Nolan because he had beef with DCL back in the day. That's why he left working for them, and this is how CV came about. But my hot take is that Cryptovoxels was suffering the same way that I mentioned that we were all suffering in this little lull. After the ENS drop, ApeCoin being dropped, but still not really like doing anything really. This lull of us really waiting for the big bomb to fucking drop. Cryptovoxels was doing things, but waiting. It waited too long. Other things came and blew the fuck up. Got all the celebrities, an influx of money. And we were just waiting. We had the center of crypto degen culture, the center of crypto art culture, the center of builder voxel culture. But yet we were fixing things that didn't need to be fixed. We were building things that didn't need to be fixed. Thoughts?
Yes, much agree.
Thoughts? Yes, Cryptovoxels was suffering from situations where there were more people owning empty parcels in the heart of Origin City, in the heart of the islands, all these other places. They wanted to encourage more building, more sandbox collab places in order to encourage crypto artists to build with each other, right? Bitpixi gave us alpha and told us that they're trying to rectify each thing, which let me know that, all right, there's finally somebody over there making some shit happen. All I want to know is, when is Snoop Dogg gonna buy a parcel in Cryptovoxels? When are we gonna do the Crip walk in Cryptovoxels? Keeping it crippin' voxels.
Don't worry. Once Cryptovoxels gets bigger and completely destroys the competition in every way, shape, and form, Snoop Dogg will be like, "Damn, boy, I gotta have all this crap."
Snoop is everywhere. I mean, I'm like, I've been seeing him like literally like TV shows, commercials. You know, Snoop has been all over the place. But you know, one place where he hasn't been yet and planted his flag. He hasn't dropped a deuce. Is the proverbial toilet. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming through this edition of the Afties. I'm your host, Show. Shout out to the entire leadership team here at meme.com, making marble cards and creating cards and sharing cards and doing all kinds of card-like things. Shout out to the entire WIP crew. Much love to each and every single one of you. And last but not least, shout out to the WIP fam. WIP fam! Without you, I wouldn't be drunk and belligerent every Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday or Monday or Tuesday. I lose track of time, but you know who keeps me on task is every single one of you. Thank you, much love, and I will see you later.
We got